Welcome to the Black Educated Tea Podcast. I'm your host, Makeda Marie, and today's topic, we are talking about manifesting. But as always, before we get to the topic at hand, I'm back to my tea. So today I'm actually drinking a butterfly pea tea, and I actually added some agave to it because I really wanted it to be sweet. I didn't really want any honey, so I just went to the agave approach for it. So I'm drinking butterfly pea tea today with agave. It's really good tea. I just love the color. I absolutely love the color of this tea. It has that, I guess, purplish color to it. But I just love the color. I love the scent. I love the aroma. I love the flavor. So it's a really good tea. And it really has a lot of robust flavor. Especially with the agave. It's really good. So that is what I'm drinking today. So I'm drinking butterfly pea tea today. So let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand. So we're talking about manifesting. Law of attraction. Oh my God. The word manifesting, I don't think a lot of times we realize how powerful and strong that word really is and how much power we hold with it as well. I think for me, about 5 years ago, I started to realize my power with attracting things that I really wanted by manifesting. And for me, it really started with just notebooks. I love to keep notebooks. I love to keep journals. And I have really started to use them again because I had started buying all these journals. Especially if I go to Target or just Michael's or if I see something on Amazon or just all these different places. I was buying all these journals and I wasn't really using them. So I'm really getting back into the habit of using them. But I would always just keep a notebook or a journal and I would write things down. Whether it was I wanted a change in careers, jobs, cars, finances, no matter what it was. I noticed I would write these things down. I didn't realize the power I was putting, the energy I was putting into these words and these things that I was writing down. I've just always been a avid writer, and because I'm one of those people, I love to just write things so I can go back and look at it. That's like even when it comes to reading. I absolutely love to read. I'm trying to get back in the habit of that as well because I kind of slacked up on it. But I used to love to read. And even now I have to have a book. Something I can hold in my hand. I have to have a book. And I've tried to do it on the Kindle, on my iPad. It's not the same. It's just not. And I'm trying with it because it's convenient at times. I can just put my iPad in my purse or whatever bag I have for the day. And I have hundreds of books that I've downloaded into my Kindle, and I get to chapter 3 or chapter 4 and I'm just like, oh, this screen is just killing me. I need a book. So I've always just been a person that loves to have books so I can highlight and just write things in them. But I don't think I really started to notice until a couple of years ago how powerful my words were and how I was manifesting things. And I would repeatedly write it. So say for instance, when maybe about 5 years ago, and I wanted a change in jobs that I was working at, I just started writing it down in a notebook. And I would be really precise with the words I would use. And that's one thing about manifesting. Be really precise with the words you are using. Please write down exactly what you want. Because that's one thing with manifesting. Write down exactly, word for word, what you want. Do not leave anything out. If you want to have, just say, a new car, July the 2nd, write it down. July the 2nd, I want to have a new whatever particular car it is. July the 2nd, I want to have this amount of money in my bank account. July the 2nd, I want to go on a trip to wherever you want to go. Write down precisely what you want. And I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. I would just write these things down, not realizing that by me writing them down, putting energy into them, I was speaking these things into existence. And so I just was writing down like, oh, I just want to change in jobs, and I really just want to change in careers, and I want to do something different that's going to pay me more and have more flexibility. And I just started writing these things down. And I remember applying for a job, and I think a couple of months later, I got a call for an interview, and I had to think back. I'm like, when did I even apply for this job? I had totally forgot that I had applied for this job because it had clearly just slipped my mind. I went in for the interview and went for a second interview and actually got the job, and it was paying twice what I was making. It really allowed a lot more flexibility, so it gave me everything I asked for. And I was like, man, I spoke that into existence. And I didn't even realize that I was doing that. And I even did it as a kid. I would write these things down. Oh, I want a new bike. And come Christmas, I would get that bike. Or I want a new stove. And come my birthday, I would get that stove. Or, oh, I want to, have an A in this particular class in high school. And I would get an A in the class. So I didn't realize the power that I had with my words and with my mind and the energy I was putting into these things until I got older. And I was like, man, what I'm asking for is really coming to me. And some people are like, it can't be that easy. Promise you it is. I promise you it is. If you ask for it, if you write these things down, and if you put the right intention behind it. You got to put the right intention behind it. You got to put the right energy behind it. Put positive energy behind it. Really mean it when you speak these things out loud and when you write them down. Because you can do both. Manifesting is not always just writing down. Not at all. It varies from person to person. So you can be one of those people where you just have to strictly just speak it into existence. And you may have to repeatedly speak it into existence. That's manifesting because you're still speaking it into existence. Me, I think I'm gravitating toward both. So when I write these things down, I'm still speaking them out loud because I need to hear it for myself. So when it happens, it's like, okay, yeah, I spoke that into existence. Yep, I sure did. So, yes, manifesting. It's what you put out into the universe. And when you put out positive things, when you're asking for certain things to happen in your life, whether good or bad, I have to be straightforward with you all, and I have to be honest. When we are speaking negative things into our life, you're speaking that into existence. And guess what? That's going to happen as well. So you have to be mindful of the thoughts that you're keeping. You have to be mindful of the things that you say because you are manifesting these things. And I'm not going to say always. A lot of times I try my best to think and speak positive things into my life because that's what I want. I want my life to reflect these positive things, these positive attributes, and everything is not going to be perfect at all. There's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations, there's going to be heartache and pain. It's just life. As you're going through life, everything is not going to always be perfect, but I try my best to think positive and to give out positive energy. So as I'm giving out this positive energy, I'm also getting this positive energy back. Because when you're giving out that negative energy, guess what? You're getting that negative energy right back. And I just don't want that in my life. That is not going to help me move forward. That is not going to help my podcast thrive, my family thrive, my finances thrive. Because I'm a Capricorn. All about the money. All about family. I'm the GOAT. So I'm all about being a boss, worried about my money, my finances, having everything. I'm really traditional, having everything in order. I am a real Capricorn. I am definitely a Capricorn. I do have a lot of Sagittarius in me as well. So I do have that fire, but I am definitely a Capricorn. And so, but I am trying my best to generate and speak positivity all around me and anybody that is around me, and I'm trying to give that positive energy back out. So as you are manifesting, even if you're not manifesting, I suggest that you please start. If you there's no right or wrong way to manifest at all. Get you a notebook, You can even do it on your iPad. You can do it on your phone. If you want to just record your voice saying these things over and over, if you want to write these things down, if you want to type them up on your computer, your iPad, there's no right or wrong way to manifest. It's all about the law of attraction. You are attracting these things, whatever you're asking for. And so that's why when I see people leveling up and their life is just going good, and I start having conversations with these people, and I'm like, what are they doing? Man, you see in 2 years, the 2 year span, that their life is just increasing and it's just so abundant. And when, I start having conversations with these people or just taking a step back and just looking, I'm like, man, they're speaking these things into their life. They're really speaking abundance and joy and happiness into their life. And then on the flip side of that, I see some people and I know some people that speak a lot of negative things, and as I take a step back as well and look at their life, I'm like, man, life is kind of declining a little bit. Their life is declining because of the thoughts that they're keeping. Please change your thoughts. You're not gonna wake up every morning and just, oh, it's sunshine and everything is just gonna be so perfect today. You're not gonna wake up every morning feeling that way. Absolutely not. We are all beings in this sphere, in this space, so it is not gonna be like that every day. But what I started doing when I would wake up certain mornings and I was not feeling my best, I would get my water, make sure I get plenty of water in. And I'm like, let me get some music going. Let me change this because I'm not going to start my day out this way. I'm just not. It is another day. I woke up this morning. I have so many reasons to be happy, joyful, and blessed. Let me change this. And even if when I go out through the day and I may have interaction with people and they may work their nerve, let me change this. They're stressing me or they're starting to work my nerves. No, let me go out and get a walk. Let me go to the store, go in the book and journal section, whatever. Let me just go in the clothing section. Let me find some pants or shirt. Whatever just it may be at that moment. Let me change this because no, this moment in time is not going to ruin my day. So yes, manifesting. If you're not manifesting, I suggest you really start. Because I have manifested so many things in my life. And didn't realize it at first, but now I really do realize it. When I started manifesting that I wanted to be a business owner, became a business owner. When I started manifesting that I really wanted to do the podcast was born. I started doing the podcast. When I started manifesting that I wanted to have X amount of money in my bank account and I wanted to be generating this particular money from my business and then also from corporate or also from this and that, it started flowing in. When I started manifesting that I wanted to change careers and I wanted to do something different, it started happening. One thing about manifesting, you have to have action behind it. And that's what works for me. I know no other way. When it comes to manifesting is step 1. Taking action is step 2. For me, and for some people, they may be able to manifest and, and it just happened. It may work that way for some people. For me, I have to manifest. That's step 1 because I'm manifesting. So it's going to happen regardless because I'm manifesting. But I have to still put action behind it. Because there's one thing to speak something into existence. But once you do speak it into existence, you got to still put action behind it. Because the thing is, if you're speaking your business into existence and your business is now here, you got to put action behind it. Your business is open. What do you do next? You wanted to do this business where you're just, selling jewelry, clothes, or whatever. You want to open a boutique. You manifesting it. So you're writing this down 2-3 times a day. I want a boutique located in whatever location. You want it to be this amount of square feet. So you start going to different boutiques and you start getting ideas and like, man, I want my boutique to have a window just like this boutique. I want to have a couple of dressing rooms just like this boutique. So you're speaking all these things into existence. And then you get your boutique. What's next? So you got to have action behind it. So manifesting is step one, and then taking action behind it is step two. At least that's how I approach it. Because I'm speaking it into existence. It's already mine. I've already claimed it to be mine. But once it is mine, how do I keep it? How do I keep it thriving and flowing? And how do I keep it abundant and increasing? So that's when the action come in. You have to put action behind what you manifested. You know, business, career, education, whatever it is, whatever you are manifesting. If you're manifesting by the summer, I want to have, 200,000 in my checking account. Just in my checking, but because I already got X amount in my savings, so I just want to have 200,000 in my checking. Just save that for sure. That's something that you want. Okay, so you get to 200,000, then what? Are you planning on putting it toward paying off something? Are you putting it toward your business? Are you putting it toward helping somebody? What are you going to do with the next? You've asked for it, you got it. What's next? And so that's something I've always considered when I'm manifesting and when I'm doing the law of attraction. And when these things do come to me, I'm manifesting it. So I already know what's going to happen. But what am I going to do with it once I get it? And so that's something that I've definitely been preparing myself for. Because one thing I don't do when I manifest, I don't doubt it. Because if I'm putting enough energy and power behind what I'm speaking into existence, what I'm writing in existence, it's going to happen. It's going to happen when it's something that's that powerful. There are things I have wrote down that didn't necessarily happen because I didn't put enough emphasis, I didn't put enough energy, I didn't put enough focus into it. Because it probably wasn't something I really didn't want. It might have been just, one of those fly-by-night things that just kind of crossed my mind. I wrote it down, but it wasn't really necessarily for me. So those things I didn't manifest as hard. So they didn't happen because it just wasn't meant to happen. Because I didn't put enough energy into it. I didn't put enough of my power into it when I manifested because it wasn't for me. But those things that are meant for me, that are meant to happen, when I put the energy and the focus into it, when I manifest it, it's going to happen. It is going to happen because nothing is going to stop it. It is going to happen. But when it happens and when I get it, how do I approach it? Or what do I do with it once I do get it? So that's the next step. I just really suggest for any and everyone, if you're not manifesting, start manifesting the things that you want in your life. Your life is full of energy. We are powerful beings. And I don't think sometimes we realize how powerful we are, how powerful our minds are, how powerful the energy is that's within us, and how we attract the things that we want in our lives. Whether that is good, bad, positive, negative, no matter what it is, we attract the things that we want in our life by how we think and how we give off. So please just consider that. I'm going to continue throughout this year to manifest, and I'm manifesting even stronger now. Because when I'm manifesting, I'm also incorporating meditation in it. So I'm just out in nature. And if I'm not writing it at the time, I'm just thinking it. I'm thinking it repeatedly in my mind. I'm thinking it. So I'm manifesting. I'm meditating. I'm just out in nature. And so I am heavily, I am really manifesting this year. I am. Because there are several things that I really want in my life. And I will get. Because I am strongly manifesting these things. And I know they are for me. So the next step for me is to really just to prepare for it. And figure out what's going to be next once I do get these things. What's going to be the action behind it? How am I going to prepare for them? So that's probably what I need to start focusing on more at this point, because I'm already speaking them into existence. I'm already manifesting these things. I'm already attracting them. So I know they are going to be for me because I am putting a strong amount of energy and effort into them. So next for me, figuring out how to prepare for them, putting action behind it, just, how everything is going to work out once I get these things. So I am strongly manifesting. I want you all to do the same. Figure out what's going to be the best way for you to manifest. There's no right or wrong way, as I stated before. Just find the way that's best for you. Whether you say it in your head repeatedly, you write it down, you do both, you know, speak it out loud, you speak it in your phone, record yourself doing it, you type it up, whatever. Float your boat, just do it. Because I am. And, you know, as always, this is the Black Educated Tea Podcast.